Have you ever wondered why some days feel harder than others? Why do certain situations leave you feeling drained and unhappy, even when nothing particularly bad has happened? The answer might be closer than you think. In fact, it's right inside your own mind. Today, we're going to talk about something that affects every single one of us: negative self-talk. This hidden culprit is often the biggest cause of suffering in our lives, yet many of us don't even realize it's there. It's like a constant background noise that we've gotten so used to, we don't even notice it anymore. But make no mistake, this internal dialogue shapes our perceptions, our experiences, and ultimately, our entire lives. Negative self-talk is that little voice in your head that criticizes, doubts, and puts you down. It's the thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, smart enough, or capable enough. These thoughts might seem harmless at first glance, but they have a profound impact on how we feel about ourselves and how we interact with the world around us. Think about it. How often do you catch yourself thinking things like, "I can't do this," or "I'm going to fail"? These thoughts might seem small and insignificant, but they add up over time. They color our perception of ourselves and the world around us, creating a lens through which we view everything that happens to us. The tricky part about negative self-talk is that it's often so automatic, we don't even realize we're doing it. It's become such a habit that it feels natural, like breathing. But just because it's familiar doesn't mean it's helpful or true. So how do we recognize this inner voice? There are several signs to look out for. If you find yourself constantly focusing on your flaws or mistakes, that's a big red flag. If you tend to blame yourself for things that go wrong, even when they're not your fault, that's another sign. If you find yourself using words like always or never when describing your abilities or situations, "I always mess up," or "if I'll never be good at this," that's negative self-talk at work. It's important to understand that negative self-talk isn't just a minor annoyance. It has real, tangible effects on our lives. When we constantly put ourselves down, it affects our confidence. This, in turn, impacts our relationships, our work, and our personal growth. Think about how negative self-talk might affect your relationships. If you're constantly thinking that you're not good enough, you might hold back from forming close connections with others. You might be hesitant to share your thoughts and feelings, fearing rejection or judgment. This can lead to feelings of loneliness and isolation, even when you're surrounded by people who care about you. In the workplace, negative self-talk can hold you back from reaching your full potential. If you're always telling yourself that you're not smart enough or skilled enough, you might avoid taking on new challenges or responsibilities. You might pass up opportunities for growth and advancement, all because that inner voice is telling you that you can't do it. When it comes to personal growth, negative self-talk can be a major roadblock. It can stop you from trying new things, learning new skills, or pursuing your dreams. After all, why bother trying if you're just going to fail anyway, right? This kind of thinking can keep you stuck in a rut, preventing you from living the life you truly want. But here's the good news: once you understand the impact of negative self-talk, you can start to do something about it. And that's where the real change begins. Let's take a moment to look at the science behind all of this. Cognitive psychology, which is the study of mental processes like thinking and problem solving, has a lot to say about negative self-talk. According to this field of study, our thoughts have a direct influence on our emotions and behaviors. When we engage in negative self-talk, we're essentially programming our brains to look for the negative in every situation. This creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. If we expect things to go badly, we're more likely to notice when they do, and we might even unconsciously behave in ways that make our negative predictions come true. On the flip side, when we engage in positive self-talk, we're training our brains to look for the good. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. Instead, it means approaching challenges with a more balanced, constructive mindset. Understanding this connection between thoughts, emotions, and behaviors is crucial because it shows us where we can intervene to make positive changes. If we can change our thoughts, we can change our emotions and behaviors, and ultimately, our lives. So how do we break this cycle of negative self-talk? The first step is becoming aware of it. This might sound simple, but it can be surprisingly challenging. Remember, these thoughts are often so automatic that we don't even notice them. One technique that can help is to imagine your thoughts as a stream of water. Instead of getting swept away by the current, try to step back and observe the stream. What thoughts are flowing by? Are they mostly positive or negative? Are there certain patterns or themes that keep coming up? Another helpful tool is to keep a thought journal. Throughout the day, jot down the negative thoughts you notice. Don't judge them or try to change them yet, just observe and record. This can help you start to see patterns in your thinking. Once you've started to recognize your negative self-talk, the next step is to challenge it. This doesn't mean arguing with yourself or trying to force yourself to think positively. Instead, it means questioning the validity of your negative thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking something negative, ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have for it? What evidence do I have against it? Is there another way to look at this situation? Often, you'll find that your negative thoughts aren't based on facts at all. They're just habitual responses that you've learned over time. By questioning them, you can start to loosen their hold on you. As you get better at recognizing and challenging negative self-talk, you can start to replace it with more positive alternatives. This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect or ignoring real problems. Instead, it means finding more balanced, constructive ways of thinking. For example, instead of thinking I'm terrible at this, you might think I'm still learning and improving. Instead of I'll never be able to do this, try this is challenging, but I can figure it out with time and practice. Developing a kinder inner voice takes practice, but it's a skill that can be learned. One practical exercise is to imagine how you would talk to a good friend who was struggling. Would you criticize and berate them? Probably not. You'd likely offer words of encouragement and support. Try to extend that same kindness to yourself. Another powerful tool is self-compassion. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to others. When you make a mistake or face a setback, instead of beating yourself up, try to offer yourself comfort and support. As you work on changing your self-talk, it's important to understand the power of mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck has done extensive research on what she calls fixed versus growth mindsets. A fixed mindset is the belief that our abilities and traits are set in stone. People with a fixed mindset might think I'm just not good at math, or if I'm not a creative person. This kind of thinking can be very limiting. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that we can develop and improve our abilities through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset might think I'm not good at math yet, but I can improve with practice, or I can learn to be more creative. Shifting from a fixed to a growth mindset can have a profound impact on your life. It opens up possibilities for growth and change that you might not have considered before. It can help you approach challenges with curiosity and enthusiasm rather than fear and avoidance. There are many real-life success stories of people who have transformed their lives by changing their self-talk and adopting a growth mindset. These stories aren't about overnight transformations or magical solutions. They're about people who made small, consistent changes in their thinking patterns over time and saw big results in their lives as a result. So how can you start making these changes in your own life? Here are some daily practices that can help boost positive self-talk. Start your day with positive affirmations. These are simple, positive statements about yourself and your abilities. For example, I am capable of handling whatever challenges come my way today. Practice gratitude. Each day, take a few moments to think about things you're grateful for. This helps shift your focus from what's wrong to what's right in your life. Celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Did you finish a task you've been putting off? Did you try something new? Acknowledge and celebrate these victories. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people we spend time with and the media we consume can have a big impact on our thoughts. Try to seek out positive, supportive influences. Practice mindfulness. This can help you become more aware of your thoughts and give you the space to choose how to respond to them. Be patient with yourself. Changing thought patterns takes time. If you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, don't beat yourself up about it. Just gently redirect your thoughts. Creating a supportive environment is also crucial. This might mean setting boundaries with people who bring negativity into your life, or rearranging your physical space to be more uplifting and inspiring. As you work on improving your self-talk, you'll likely start to notice changes in other areas of your life as well. Positive self-talk isn't just about feeling better in the moment, it can have long-term benefits for both your mental and physical health. Research has shown that positive self-talk can help reduce stress, improve immune function, increase resilience in the face of challenges, and even contribute to better cardiovascular health. It can also lead to improved relationships, increased productivity, and a greater sense of overall well-being. But perhaps the most significant benefit is the way it can open up new possibilities in your life. When you're not constantly held back by self-doubt and negative thinking, you're free to explore your full potential. You might find yourself taking on challenges you would have shied away from before, pursuing dreams you thought were out of reach, or simply enjoying your day-to-day life more fully. So, what's the next step? How can you start putting these ideas into practice in your own life? First, commit to becoming more aware of your self-talk. Pay attention to the running commentary in your mind. What kind of messages are you sending yourself throughout the day? Next, start challenging those negative thoughts when you notice them. Remember, you don't have to believe everything you think. Question those negative messages and look for more balanced alternatives. Practice self-compassion. When you make a mistake or face a setback, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Remember that everyone struggles sometimes, and that difficulties are a normal part of life and growth. Explore the concept of a growth mindset. Look for opportunities to learn and grow, even in challenging situations. Remember that your abilities aren't fixed. With effort and practice, you can improve and develop new skills. Consider keeping a journal to track your progress. Write down instances of negative self-talk you notice, and practice reframing them in more positive ways. Over time, you'll likely start to see patterns and improvements. Remember, changing your self-talk isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about approaching life's challenges in a more balanced, constructive way. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and respect that you would offer to a good friend. This process takes time and practice, but the benefits can be truly life-changing. By addressing the root cause of much of our suffering, our own negative self-talk, we can open the door to greater happiness, success, and fulfillment in all areas of our lives. As we wrap up, I want to remind you of the key message of this video: your thoughts have power. The way you talk to yourself shapes your experiences, your feelings, and ultimately, your life. By becoming aware of your self-talk and making an effort to make it more positive and constructive, you can reduce suffering and open up new possibilities for growth and happiness. Remember, you're not alone in this. Everyone struggles with negative self-talk at times. But by recognizing it and working to change it, you're taking an important step towards a happier, more fulfilling life. I encourage you to start paying attention to your self-talk today. Notice the messages you're sending yourself. Are they kind? Supportive? Encouraging? If not, what small changes could you make? Remember, this is a process. Be patient with yourself as you learn and grow. Every small step you take towards more positive self-talk is a victory worth celebrating. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of self-talk and its impact on our lives. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. If you have any thoughts or experiences you'd like to share, please leave a comment below. Your insights might help others who are on a similar path. Until next time, be kind to yourself. Your inner voice is always listening, so make sure it hears messages of encouragement, support, and love. You deserve nothing less.